Hello and welcome to another GCSE Computer Science video with me, Mr Goff, for MrGoff.com. This video will focus on mobile technologies. Ownership and use of mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets has been high amongst most groups in the UK for some time, but has also increased amongst older groups in recent years, making the use of mobile technology almost ubiquitous. Nearly a third of UK internet users only access the internet from mobile devices, and the majority of the rest use a combination of desktops and mobile devices. Cybercriminals have seen these trends, and mobile devices have seen a significant increase in malware and other cyber threats as a result. Smishing is the SMS equivalent of phishing, where the user is tricked into downloading an infected file or making a payment. Smishing attacks have been growing for a number of years, including the now infamous Hi Mum attack. This is where a text is sent hoping that the recipient has a child. They then try to hope that the person will think that it is their child that they are receiving a message from. The message says that they've either lost or had their phone stolen and are contacting them from someone else's phone. If they engage, then they will get a message saying something about the need for some money to be transferred for some time-constrained reason. Mobile phones are also vulnerable to being infected with a Trojan virus, allowing hackers to do a number of things, such as install further malware, control parts of the device remotely like the microphone and camera, or even shut down the device. As with a regular Trojan, a user must download the infected file, which will often appear to be a useful app or file. There are several ways to reduce your risk of being infected by a mobile Trojan. These include only downloading apps from official app stores, installing anti-malware software on your mobile device and keeping it up to date, and not downloading files from unsolicited emails or untrustworthy web pages. The rise of mobile technologies has also seen the rise of social media. Social media offers a number of benefits, including being able to keep up with family and friends, get information, play games, and more. However, it has led to an always-on culture where people feel they need to respond instantly and appear happy all the time, whether or not they actually are. Online bullying is most likely to happen on social media platforms and has had extreme consequences. Some young people have gone as far as taking their own lives as a result of persistent online bullying. Sexual predators can also use social media to try to contact young people. They may pose as young people themselves and eventually try to meet up with them. Social media accounts are often seen as being free, but the real hidden cost of social media accounts is generally your data. The Cambridge Analytica scandal saw personal data belonging to millions of Facebook users collected without their consent by the British consulting firm Cambridge Analytica. This was predominantly to use for political advertising. It is thought that the use of this data may have greatly impacted the 2016 US elections. There are also ongoing concerns about how fake social media accounts that target other accounts with political messaging are being used to influence elections. With the possibility that these fake social media accounts may use techniques like deepfakes, the risks of undue influence in upcoming elections through social media targeting have never been higher. 4G refers to the fourth generation of broadband cellular network technology. 4G has allowed internet connection speeds on your phone that have made using the internet on the go a reality. 5G offers greatly improved speeds and lower latency, enabling a variety of Internet of Things uses and the implementation of smart cities. These were relying on both the improved speeds to carry the increased amount of data that will be needed and the lower latency to respond immediately to input from things like sensors. 6G will be exponentially faster still and is set to enable greater levels of automation. This will allow for far more robots to be in the workplace and in general society. Some people object to the construction of masts for the 5G spectrum, with some objections based on them being unsightly and others clinging to unfounded beliefs of health risks. The reality of it is that 5G uses the same part of the radio frequency spectrum that broadcast TV used to use. As we know that it was safe to have broadcast TV, we know that it's also safe to have 5G. Mobile technologies contribute to the ongoing problems of e-waste, with an estimated 5.3 billion phones thrown away worldwide in 2022. Increasingly, makers of electronic devices are being asked to be responsible for their safe recycling after they're no longer in use. There are already laws about how you have to dispose of e-waste, but despite this, much of the e-waste from the Western world ends up in less developed countries where it is handled in unsafe and unsanitary conditions, often by children. That brings us to the end of this video on the effects of mobile technologies on society. Join me again in the next video where I'll be looking at the effects of wireless networking on society. Use the resources at mrgoff.com to help you revise computer science. And until next time, it's bye for now.